and welcome to Thursdays with Annette. I'm so glad you've taken time to join me in my kitchen today. That's right, I've got my apron on, live, love, cook. I'm ready to start cooking for you today. And we have a fabulous recipe. It's coming out of this wonderful book, number 5. And today it's all about Thai beef noodle salad. Oh my gosh, this is not just a normal salad. You're going to love it. It's a fancy smancy salad, and I just think it's one of my family's favorites, which is why I want to share it with you today. So before we get into the recipe, let's talk last week's show, sausage rolls. Everyone was loving them, and even people were posting their picture of their sausage rolls, which I loved. But we had 3 lucky winners, and they are Kerry Glenhill, Marilyn Lynch, and Jane Waters. All won a personally signed copy of book 2. Boom! That's how easy it is to win a free cookbook. Gotta love it. And of course, book 5, maybe later. Okay, so let's get into this recipe. I've done a little bit of prep ahead just because I've got a bit to do. We've got to make the salad, we've got to cook the steak, and we've got to make the dressing. It's not hard, but you don't want to be here all day, do you? So what I've got here is I've sort of made, this is the salad part, this is the dressing part, and there's the steak. But I've also got my platter all ready. Here we go. I've got my 4 cups of lettuce on it. And why I'm doing it on a platter is this is how often I serve it for functions. And it just looks so great. So I'm just going to put that to the side, and we'll add to that as we go. In the recipe it says to divide everything into 4 because you want individual meals. I love to show you little things that I learn on the way that I do to change it up a bit. So for the dressing, we need a quarter of a cup of fresh lime juice, which I've done ahead. You need a quarter cup of water, 2 teaspoons of salt reduced soy sauce, half a teaspoon each of garlic and ginger. Now you can do fresh, yes I know, I'm being lazy, I like the jar. I've got the lemongrass ready to go. I want 2 teaspoons. I find it I really do like using the fresh because it's now available much more readily than it used to be years ago, but you can get in a squeezy thing as well if you want, but I'm going to chop that up. A tablespoon of white sugar, tablespoon of coriander, I'm going to chop that up, and as well what gives this the Thai zing is a tablespoon of pad Thai paste and a teaspoon of red curry paste, which you can get in your supermarket, no problem. With the steak, I've got 400 grams of really lean. I've taken as much fat off as I can of rump steak, 400 grams, and you'll want the Master Foods Thai seasoning, and we want 4 teaspoons of that, and I'll show you how we work with that. Now, with the salad, we've got the 4 cups of gourmet lettuce, or the mixed lettuce. We're going to chop up a carrot, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We want 1/3 cup of shallots. We also need the Lebanese cucumbers here, but what I'm doing, it's 125 grams. I'm in love with the little baby ones. I like it. I'm going to show you a little trick I do with that, but you can use either of those. But you want to be able to get the cucumbers that you can use the skin on. You want 20 cherry tomatoes, and I've cut them in half, so they're ready to go. You want snow peas. You want 15 snow peas. And if you say, why do you count 15 snow peas? Why do you do 20 cherry tomatoes? Because I need to tell you the exact nutritional breakdown for the recipe. You could put the whole punnet of cherry tomatoes in, it's not really going to matter, but for me to be exact, that's how I've got to do it. I'm also going to put in, and I've already cut them up ahead, 3/4 cup of sliced capsicum, and the shallots is 1/3 cup as I said, and the carrot is 1 carrot thinly sliced. Okay, then we add in the vermicelli noodles. So they're the dried ones like that. You want 100 grams. I'm going to just put my trusty little kettle on. I did boil it before we started, because what you do is soak that first, leave it to one side, and then we'll strain it and we put that and spread that over the salad at the end. I know, layer upon layer, fabulousness. All right, noisy thing. All right, so all you have to do with it is just pour it all over. That is all you need to do. I'm just going to get my little tongs and just move it around a bit. And they just cook in the hot water. I know, fantastic. So let's put the noodles over here. One thing done. the next thing I want to do is I'm going to do the steak. I thought, you know, I'm a girl, I can do several things at once here. So, hello, if you've just joined me, I'm making Thai beef noodle salad out of book 5. I know this is a beautiful spring recipe and I have it a lot when I have people over. And I might have a couple of different dishes out, but I'll have the platter of this. And some people also were telling me recently they like to do it with chicken. So whatever, you can do it however you like. So now what I'm going to do is I want 4 teaspoons of the Thai seasoning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle 2 teaspoons over the first top of the steak. Then I'm going to turn it over and do it again. So what you do is you rub that in. Get it, push it into the steak, because this just gives the meat such a kick. It's fantastic. Remember, it's a master food spice. Push it in, then turn it over, and we just do it all again. Look how lean this is. I love it. Nice and healthy. See, you know, red meat's good for you. It's a good protein. It's the white stuff on the side of it that is what clogs our arteries, which is probably why heart disease is that biggest killer in Australia, is because people are still leaving that fat on their steaks. All right, so there's 4 teaspoons of the Thai seasoning. And once again, get it into as much areas as you can, because you don't want to be getting the piece without any seasoning on it. While I'm doing that, I'm going to turn on my fry pan. I got my Neoflam fry pan ready to go. And just so you know, these are all on the website now, the Neoflam pans, the knives. You know, they're very popular. People love them because they're so fabulous. So, but in our Neoflam pan, you know what we do? We use the rice bran spray. There we go. I want to make sure this is hot so it seals the steak. Now this is where you'll decide how long you're going to cook your steak for, because you might like it rare, medium, well done, up to you, okay? So as you can see, the spices are all on it. Beautiful. Pick it all up if there's any left there. And there goes my steak. Now I'll put this in my soapy sink, wash my hands. Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to be cooking this great recipe for you, because I don't know about you guys, but you know, spring's in the air, summer is what we really want. That's right. So I'm going to move this just, where can I stick this? I might stick this over here, because I'm going to come back and use that to slice up the steak. Now, let's make the salad part first. All right, you're doing well. So we've got our capsicum. What I might do is bring out the platter, have it at the front here, and I can then toss it all in as I go. All right, so let's get, what knife will I use? I think I'll use this big red one. So with the carrot, cut it in half, then cut it in 3. Not half down there, but 3, because you're going to cut strips of carrot and you want them thin. So just go in close. You don't want really big chunks of carrot, you want just thin, because that's how the Thai salads normally are. And it's nice to have them in different size things, like I'll show you how we're going to cut up the shallots and snow peas a little different. And while that steak's cooking, you know, you're getting your veggies already. Then when it's cooked, we can just like to rest that steak for just a little minute. You could, if you're having friends over, you could even put the steak on the barbecue if you're going to use the barbecue for other things. And this is enough for 4 people. So hello, it's the Thai beef noodle salad that we're having today out of book 5. It's only 5.8 grams of fat for a serve and makes enough for 4. One more bit of carrot. I've got lots to talk about today, but before I go into all the other stuff, can I just say hello to Charlie? Hi, gorgeous boy. He's one of my favourite people on the planet. He's a little tiny thing down in Melbourne, and he loves the show. I think he's going to be a master chef probably when he grows up, because he just loves cooking. All right, so welcome to the show, Charlie, and hi to Mum as well. So let me just spray. Let me get my spray. I always like to spray the top first, and then we're just going to turn that steak over. It's quite thick. There we go. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I love this salad. So what I'm going to do as I go, I'm going to be throwing it onto the lettuce. So I'll show you in a minute. Let's put the carrot on. And I'll just move this back so you can see. Can you see that now? Bill's giving me a thumbs up. Now we're going to put on the capsicum. Remember, I sliced that up ahead, see, just in the little strips. I like red because I think there's so much lettuce that you're getting enough of that, and also the other green items. I'll just turn that down. Now I'm going to put it over the tomato. Remember, I cut them up ahead, and they're just cut in half because that way it's easier to eat, I always think, with cherry tomatoes. So just divide it up so everyone's getting a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Now the snow peas, you just always take the ends off the snow peas. I've already done the others, but I'm just going to show you with 3. Peel that off, you don't want to keep that on. And then what I love to do here is to cut the snow peas on an angle. So watch how I do that. It gives it a bit of an Asian feel because they like to do that. That's it. I love snow peas. We often have them just on our salad for no other reason but because we love them. But going into summer soon, you might be thinking about knocking a couple of kilos off before you have to put your swimsuit on again. And if you're thinking about that, well, hello, I've got you covered. Here, Dale, I have got my new spring weight loss challenge starting on the 12th of October. Everyone's very excited in the program. That's right. So if you want to join me, you can, because it is going to help you get that body ready for summer. And all you have to do is go to simplytoogood.com.au/membership. Now, how's my steak doing? Might do it a little bit longer. Now, with my other hand, because I've touched the meat, I'm going to sprinkle the snow peas. Can you see how fabulous this is? I mean, last week it was all about sausage rolls. Now we're doing fabulous, fancy semancy. All right, let me wash my hands. Beautiful. Now what I want to do is the shallots. Now we need 1/3 cup. So let's take off those end bits. And there's an argument over everybody, do we call them spring onions, shallots? I don't know what you call them, but I'm an old girl, I call them shallots. But they are the green onions as well, they could be, I don't know. All right, so I'm thinking, I reckon we're good. I'm going to turn my steak off. Oh yeah. Let's just put the steak over here. Oh yeah. over to the sink. I might actually get another pair of tongs so I can be checking on my noodles. Yep, they're doing fine. Leave that there. Okay, so back to the salad. What have we done? We've got the lettuce in, 4 cups. We've done the 15 snow peas on an angle. We've got the carrot, thinly sliced, 3/4 cup of capsicum sliced, cherry tomatoes cut in half. Now we want 1/3 cup of shallots. Now, once again, we're going to go on the angle here. That's right, we're talking Thai here. We don't want straight. So what you do is just go on the angle like I'm doing now. It's just part of making fizzy, fabulous food for the people you love. That's right. 1/3 cup. Go right up on that green because it's still fabulous. And if you don't have shallots, well, you could do onion if you really wanted, but I think Thai deserves shallots. And as I said, cutting them on the angle. Let's see how we're doing. We want 1/3 cup. And then all we have to do is the dressing. Oh, the cucumber. Oh, I'm excited to show you a little trick that I do because I love things to be a bit fabulous. And I'm going to show you what I do with the cucumber. All right. Let's have a look. That is perfect. All right, so now over it again with the shallots. So I just find it easier to do it as you go. Look at this. Oh, this is going to be such a fabulous treat when you make this for your friends and family, for sure. Now, cucumber. Now, you would normally just get your continental cucumber, Lebanese, I'm sorry, cut them in slices, over you go. Let me show you something a bit fizzy fabulous. So I'm going to cut the ends off, the little baby cucumbers. If you haven't seen these before, look, you know, kids love them. But I'm sorry, I'm a big kid and I love them too. They're just so easy, you know, and when I'm making a salad, I just cut them up like that and put them on the salad. But today we're going to be a bit fizzy. That's right, it's Thursday with Annette. I mean, I've got pressure here, I've got to impress you. Get your peeler and go along, hold the ends. That's right, we're going to make strips. I think it's a bit fabulous. Do you like that? So just go along. Now, if you did it with a Lebanese, you could do really big slices and you could even curl them, which looks a bit fabulous as well. Okay, so we're going to do all these. Get my peeler in. And now you can just put them on as they are, you know, just throw them around like I'm doing. Or you could get them and curl them and just put them around the edge. Yeah, you could do any of that. That's right. It depends who you want to impress, that's for sure. There we go. 2 more. And then it's making the dressing. And it's super fabulous, super easy. I've just got to chop up a bit of coriander. And I think that's all I have to do. Oh, and the lemongrass. Let's not forget the lemongrass. Turn the end over so you can get that as cut as well. And it is probably easier to do this with the Lebanese because they're a bit bigger. But I like to show you different things on the show. Thanks for joining me for another cook. I mean, we've got some great things happening in the next few weeks. I've written up the plan for the recipes that I'll be making, and I think I'm going to impress you. All right, there we go. So as I said, what you could do is you could get each one of them, turn them over and stick them in the thing, in the salad, like that. but we're doing it this way. Everyone's going to just think you're a bit fabulous. Of course you are. That's right. All right, now coriander. Oh, let's do the lemongrass. So we want 2 teaspoons of lemongrass. So I'll tell you how I do lemongrass. I'm going to cut it through there, and then I'm going to actually change knives. And I go through, and if you watch, I just cut through it. So that way, when I'm cutting it, it's super easy. That's right. It can be a bit woody, so just cut the bits that you can. And we want, what is it? 2 teaspoons. So let's do this. And I'm excited about the new challenge. It's going to be phenomenal because not only do you get recipes, menus, recipes, all that sort of stuff every day, you get the support that I can give you from years of being on a weight loss plan and having successfully kept my weight off now for how long? Like 27 years? Yeah, I think I know what I'm talking about. And we also have so many things that you get that will really support you and give you the tools, I'm sure, to win the battle of the bold. So we want 2 teaspoons. 1. So that goes in the dressing, doesn't it, Bill? Yes. So I'm going to put that in there. There we go. There's my fabulous fresh lemongrass. Are we good? And parsley. I'm not parsley, coriander. I'm so obsessed with parsley at the moment because we've got it growing in our garden. I don't have coriander, but I wish I did. Now, squish it up in your hand so it's nice and tight. And we only want a tablespoon. Cut up in slices. Now, hold your hand down so you get that good leverage for chopping. And we need a tablespoon. Got plenty here, which I'll take that big bit out. And in it goes. All right, so I'm going to remove this now and make the dressing. So we've got in here the lemongrass, we've got the coriander. Let's put in now the lime juice, which was 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup of water, 2 teaspoons of the soy sauce. That's the low salt soy. This is another really good thing about this recipe. It's low in fat, as I said, 5.8 grams of fat. I know, fabulous, but it's only 268 milligrams for the sodium. Now for Thai food, that's pretty good. So everybody can have this. Because people with diabetes or cholesterol or heart disease, they really look at that sodium content. So 268 milligrams, you're welcome. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger. Oh my God, the flavours in this kitchen are fabulous. Teaspoon of red curry paste. And this is where the heat comes in, to be honest. But you want a little bit of a kick, don't you? Teaspoon, and then the tablespoon. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a stir. There we go. And I want a tablespoon. Pad Thai paste will give it that beautiful, authentic flavour. And then just what the sugar's there for is to just smooth the flavours out and make it just even more amazing. Mix it together. We are pretty well set. Look at this. So now we've got to cut the steak, drain the noodles. Let's do the noodles. Here we go. All right, so remember this is out of book 5, this recipe. I'm just going to drain them out. I've got my little tongs here, which I got before. Look how perfect they are. Aren't they great? I'm just going to leave them to drain for a minute. Let's get rid of the water. Don't need that. And while that's draining, I've just got to chop up the steak. Right, so I'm going to get that board back again that I was using for the steak. And what you do with this, actually I wonder if I won't put the juice in the sauce. What you do with the steak is you're going to cut it in strips. So thin strips. Oh look, it's cooked beautifully. Just how we like it. Look at that, still pink. So don't forget, sign up for my newsletter. It's going out next next Thursday my newsletter is going out, and I've got a really exciting thing to tell you. Not to do with work, it's to do with something in my family. And I think you'll be thrilled for me. It's just something, I wanted to tell you now, but I can't. So you're going to have to join me next week. Sorry, I can't. Now, as I said, one lady said that she makes this with chicken breast, which I think is a great idea. But, and you do it exactly the same with the Thai seasoning. Now, you might be asking, what's on next week's show? Well, next Tuesday, I'm making a recipe out of book 5. I know, I'm loving a bit of book 5 right now. And it's the honey mustard, what is it? The honey mustard chicken. That's it. Honey mustard chicken, which, I'm sorry, you'll never be buying a jar of that weird stuff ever again that you think that's good. You wait till you make it yourself. And then next Thursday's show, I'm going to be doing a lemon tart. I know, book 4, it's fabulous. All right, so we'll do the noodles first. I want to wash my hands again. There we go. So let's get the noodles, and you just spread it around. So this is a complete meal, you know, for 4. So these are the vermicelli noodles, so they're like a glass noodle really, aren't they? You could call them that. Yep. And when you dig in with your tongs or your salad lifters, you're going to be able to get through all the layers. Now, do I do the sauce next, or do I do the meat? I'm going to do the meat, yes. So now, look at this beautiful pink meat. I'm actually going to go down the middle with it. Oh, I'm sorry I'm a bit quiet here. It's just made me speechless because it's so fabulous. Do you know, I remember a lady years ago telling me that she catered for her daughter's wedding, and their main was this. This is what they had for 50 people for her wedding. And I've never forgot it. I thought it was fantastic. So let's move this out of the way. My gosh, we're nearly done. Hang in there. Right, so let's bring it in. There's our salad. I mean, you know, there's all this loveliness underneath. And now, look at this dressing. Oh, it is so authentically fabulous Thai. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour it into this cup. And that way I can spread it easily. So, over the meat, along you go. Oh yes. I mean, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? You're welcome. Thai beef noodle salad ready for 4 to enjoy. Well, now what I want you to do is I want you to win a book, hey? Absolutely. So, what you have to do on Thursday's show, oh, come on, you know what you got to do. You got to like, share, and then in the comments, hashtag Symply Too Good. Now, last week a lot of people weren't doing it right, so can you please take note? To win, you have to write it with a hashtag at the front, with a Y there, and the number 2. So hashtag Symply Too Good. You'll go in the draw to be hopefully a winner on next week's show. So thanks for joining me. Don't forget, go to simplytoogood.com.au/membership and sign up for the program. It starts on the 12th of October. Yes, already. Let's get ready for summer. Take care. I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye now.